A little less than a week ago, Google removed the View Image button on Google Images because of a partnership they made with Getty Images. This partnership with Getty Images has caused Google to remove the View Image button, make copyright notices more prominent, and remove the reverse image search button from Google Images. Google says that these changes were made to strike a balance between serving user needs and publisher concerns, but why does Google care so much about what Getty Images thinks anyways? How big is Getty Images, and why are they so important? To understand why Getty Images is so gigantic today, we need to understand what Getty Images is. Getty Images is a company that has over 80 million stock photos for sale for companies and publishers. There are a few reasons why Getty Images has risen above other stock photo agencies over the last 22 years, but all of them effectively boil down to Getty Images' understanding of the internet. Getty Images, or as it was originally called, Getty Investments, was founded in 1995, and it was around this time that many Americans and businesses were accessing the internet for the first time. When Mark Getty and Jonathan Klein created Getty Investments, one of the first things they did was start digitizing photos that were on film for release on the internet. Mark Getty, the founder of Getty Investments, was born into a very wealthy family that made a huge amount of money off of oil and their company Getty Oil. So Mark Getty already had an archive of over 25 million pictures before Getty Investments made its first major move, merging with a company named Photodisc. Photodisc was another stock photo agency that had already created a website for their images, and once the two companies merged into one, they renamed themselves Getty Images. It was after this merger that Getty Images really started digitizing and uploading all of their pictures they had on film to the internet. After the Photodisc merger, it was only uphill for Getty Images. The next step in Getty Images' plan was to acquire every stock photo agency they could, including Tony Stone Images, Art.com, Allsport Worldview, the Michael Ox Archives, and many, many more. These series of acquisitions stopped any major competition for Getty Images, as no image library size could compare to Getty Images' library. Getty Images also grew because it gave businesses a singular place to go for all of their stock images, and because more businesses were using Getty Images, more photographers started submitting to Getty Images, letting Getty Images continue to grow itself. Now, Getty Images is great and all, but why is a company as big as Google listening to Getty Images when it comes to Google Images? Well, Getty Images is notorious for taking extreme action on copyright infringement of pictures from their website. When a company finds out that another website or business is using their content outside of copyright, the company typically sends out a DMCA takedown notice or a cease and desist. When Getty Images finds out that another website is infringing on the copyright of their content, instead of sending out a cease and desist, Getty Images sends out a demand letter. When Getty Images sends out one of their demand letters, the letters usually call for a large amount of money. Because Getty Images opts to send demand letters to people who are using their pictures, many people have criticized Getty Images, saying that Getty Images' demand letters are too intimidating and even a form of extortion. In 2016, Getty Images came under fire and received a lot of bad publicity after they sent out a demand letter to the photographer who owned the photos that Getty Images was defending. This photographer had released all of her pictures to the public and tried to sue Getty Images for $1 billion. Although the lawsuit wasn't successful, the lawsuit made the general public aware of Getty Images' exploitive behavior towards copyright infringement. So that's why Google doesn't want to upset Getty Images. Getty Images has grown into one of the largest stock photo companies in the world and is very serious about copyright infringement. It's understandable that Google doesn't want to upset Getty Images after what they have done in the past, and a partnership with Getty Images might be Google's best bet for keeping Google Images alive. If you still wish to view a full image on Google Images, you can still right-click on the image and select Open in a new tab. And if you still want to reverse Google Image Search, simply drag an image onto the Google Images search bar. Thanks for watching, and if you wish to see when I upload my next video or go live, don't be afraid to subscribe. Goodbye.